Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to export a table or query as a text file from your Microsoft Access database. Now, you might be thinking, text? Why would I want to make a text file? Well, text files are the most portable, and if you're going to share this data with other people and you don't necessarily know what they've got, text is the best thing to send them. They might have Access, they might have Excel, they might just have a text editor or email, or they could be on a Mac. You never know. You never know, right? So that's why I like sending data out as text files if I'm not sure what the other person has on the other end as far as being able to read that data. That's why I put here data sharing simplified. We're going to simplify it. Okay, that was kind of cheesy, but here we go. Today's question comes from Kimberly in Seattle, Washington, one of my Platinum members. Kimberly says, is there a way I can quickly export my customer list to send it to my sales reps? Not all of them have Access. Some of them use Excel, but others don't even have that, just email. That's why I think text is safest and easiest for everyone. And you are correct, Kimberly. Now, I need to do this multiple times a day, so is there a way to do it with just one click? Yep. Also, I don't want to give them all of my information. I need to keep out some of the sensitive financial data. So Kimberly, I'm going to show you a couple ways to do this. First, I'm going to show you the easy way. Then I'm going to show you a slightly more difficult way, but that will be easier in the long run. That's why I called this an expert and developer lesson. So expert means you're beyond the basics, but you're not quite a developer yet. That's why I like my middle ground, right? Developer involves some VBA programming. So I'm going to show everybody a way to do it without programming first. It involves a couple more clicks, but it's still pretty easy. And then if you want a little bit of additional stuff to make it even easier, we can do it with one click by just putting a button here that says export customers and you're done. Okay, so I'm going to show you both in this video. All right, so here I have my Tech Help free template. You could download a copy of this off my website if you want to. It's a free database. Now, whenever I'm doing anything that involves importing and exporting, I like to put my database in its own folder. All right, so make a folder here. I'll call it my DB, whatever, my database. We're going to move this database into that folder. So all the stuff we do can happen inside of here. Okay? All right. And yeah, you can work just on your desktop or you can work in your database folder, wherever you want. I don't care, but this is where I'm going to put my stuff. When I export the file, I want it to go into this folder. Okay? It's going to go into C users, amcur, don't ask, desktop, my DB. All right. Let's open up the database. Now, Kimberly wants to export all of her customers, but she doesn't want to export all the fields. So we're not going to export the customer table directly. Right? She wants to keep out some of the fields like the financial data, like credit limit or family size or whatever. Okay? So we're just going to send the basics. So that involves a query. All right, let's take this customer LFQ because this is a query that we took our first name and last name and put them together. Right? So we can export that too. If you have a query, you got some other calculated fields you want to add to it, you want to throw some criteria in there, whatever. You just make a query that shows exactly what you want to export. And then we'll export that, and it will export just as if it was a table. And if you want to learn more about query criteria, go watch this video. And I got this video on calculated fields if you want to learn how to put data together in a query. All right, but here I got the customer ID and the LF field, last name, first name. Let's throw in some other fields, whatever you want to export to your sales rep. So let's give them first name, last name, email, address, whatever, city, state, zip, country, phone number maybe. And let's just put all these down here, okay? So everything you want to export's down here, but not the important stuff like your credit limit and stuff like that. We'll leave that out. All right, so save that, run the query, and just make sure this is all the stuff you want to export. Yep, okay, that looks good. All right, save it, close it, back to the main menu. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to export this manually one time, and when we do, we can save those steps so that we can replay them later, kind of like a macro recorder. It's not really a macro recorder, but it's kind of like that. All right, so find your query. Here's my customer LFQ. Right-click, export as a text file. Where are you? Text file right there. Click on that, and this guy pops up. All right, so we're going to browse to where we want this to go, and in my case, it's on my desktop. There's my MyDB folder, and I'm going to put it right in here, and it's going to be my customer LFQ.txt. Let's change this to just customer.txt. Let's get rid of that LF. All right, customer.txt. Save it. And then hit OK. All right, here's what it's going to look like. You want delimited or fixed width. Don't use fixed width. Almost no one uses this anymore. Delimited means there's a comma between each one of the fields, right? Next. All right. comma is your delimiter. That's good. Text qualifier means quotes are going to go around text fields. That's fine. I want to include field names on the first row. Yep, right? So you got all your field names there. Let's hit next. All right. It's going to export to this file. That's fine. And then hit finish. Okay. Your export's complete. Now, very important. Click on this. Save export steps. It's going to give you this option. Save as. What do you want to name it? Well, that's not bad, but I want to get rid of that hyphen and just make it export customer. Okay, remember this now. Write this down somewhere. Put this exact thing in like your notepad or something. All right, I'm going to take this export customer, so we have it for later. Copy that. Drop it in notepad. All right, and then minimize that. Just hang on to that exactly as it is right there. Then hit save. Okay, you just saved that in your saved exports. All right, let's go check and see what we got. Let's go back to our folder. Let's open up that customer.txt, and here it comes in. Oh, look at that, all nice and pretty. Look at that. You got your first row of field names. You got your ID there, your data. Everything looks good. Okay. Now, this is what I can send to my sales reps or whoever else. You can send them this file as an attachment. You can just copy and paste the text, whatever you want to do. It's easy to get to somebody else, right? All right, for now, I'm going to close this, and I'll move that export customer back out of the way. Okay. Now, a couple days go by. You want to update that information, all right? You want to send them another customer file. All right, how do you find what you just did without redoing all those steps again? Well, go to external data. Over here in the export section, look for saved exports. There it is right there. There's your export customer. Hit run. All right, it already exists. You want to replace that file? Yup. That's it. You're done. See? Anytime in the future you want to do that automatically, you just go into there, you click run, a couple clicks, and you're done. Easy enough, right? No programming required. Now, one question that people always ask me at this point is, well, what if I want to make changes to this thing? Well, unfortunately, you can't change this here. You can click here to edit the description. You know, this is my customer export, blah, blah, blah. That's about all you can do at this point. If you want to change this, you just have to delete it and then create it over again. It's not that hard to recreate it. But no, there's no tool in here to edit it. Okay? All right, now, if you want an even easier method, you want the one-click method, you want to put a button right here, that's going to involve a little bit of programming. Literally just one line of VBA code. But you got to know where to put that VBA code. And I'm going to show you in just a minute, but it would behoove you. I love that word, behoove. It'd make it much easier if you understand VBA first. So please go pause the video now and go watch this if you haven't yet already. It's about 20 minutes long. It teaches you everything you need to know to get started with VBA. Just go watch this and then come on back. All right, so we're going to put a button on our main menu to export our customer. So right click, design. I'm just going to copy one of these other buttons. Copy, paste. All right, let me make this bigger. We'll slide you over here. All right, we're going to go export customers. Open up the button's properties. Let's change the name to export customer button. Right click, build event. Sorry if you can't see it, it's off the screen. Right click, build event. There it is. All right, I'm right inside here. The export customer button click. I'm going to put one line of code in here. You ready for it? Here it is. Do command dot run saved import export. There it is. Okay, space. Now, what's the saved import export name? Remember that thing I told you to save earlier and drop it in Notepad? That guy? That's what you want. So we're going to copy him. Okay, we're going to come back over here and then put that inside of quotes like that. And that's it. That's all you need. Maybe put like a message after it if you want to. Like I have my status function, status export done or whatever, and then a beep or whatever you want to put after that. And if you don't know what the status function is, go watch my blank template video. I show you how to make the status. Or I forgot I actually made a separate video just on the status box because everybody kept asking me, where'd you put that status box? All right, so anyways, it's going to run that export. It's going to status, done, and then it's going to beep. All right, save it, close it, close it. Let's open it, and then hit export customers. Ready? Done. Go back to your folder. There it is. Don't believe me? Delete it. Okay, I just hit delete. I deleted it. Let's come back over here and run it again. Done. There it is. See? There's your file. And it opens up over on the side. I got to slide it. See? That's it. I got a one-click export. And that's it. There you go. Now, one problem people commonly have with this is that instead of using RunSavedImportExport, they try using the other popular command, which is do command.TransferText. That's the other way you can save text files. And I'm going to cover this in the extended cut because there's some additional options you get too. All right, but they'll go through here and they'll pick export delimited, which is what we want, comma, what's that specification name again? What is it? Export customer, right? The table name, okay, that's customer LFQ. The file name, they give you the file name. I'll just put in here something.txt. It's not going to matter in a minute. And so on. Has field names, true, okay, whatever. All right, they try doing that. And then when they run it, where are you? Over here. Run. You get runtime error 3625. The text file specification does not exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist? I just created that specification. No, you didn't. We didn't create an import-export specification. That's something completely different. What we created was a saved export. Okay, the two things are completely different. A saved export is not the same as an import-export specification. I am going to cover import-export specifications, say that 10 times fast, and the TransferText command in the extended cut for the members. You get a lot more options. You can control things like you can specify the table or query at runtime, so you can have different queries that you might want to run to export based on who you're exporting to or what kind of information you want to send. You can change the file name at runtime, so you can specify a different file, have it based on your sales rep name, all that kind of stuff. There's options you can change. And I'll cover that in the extended cut for the members. All right, but for the rest of you, you don't want that. All right, you want what I had before. Let me see if I can undo and get back to it. Where are you? There you go. That's the one you want. This one's simpler. It doesn't give you as many options, but it's easy to use, right? It's literally one easy line of code. So that's how you quickly and easily export text with one click. Once you got the setup done, it's just one click after that. Come back tomorrow, and I will show you how to import that data with just one click, which you can give this database to your other person, your sales reps, right? You can give them the runtime edition so they don't have to buy access too. So tune in tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, and I'll show you how to import text. And it's easy. It's just as easy as this stuff was. All right? And if you really want to learn about this stuff, in my Access Expert Level 19 class, I cover all kinds of importing to Excel, to Word. We do a mail merge. We do text files. We do fixed width and delimited, other database files, HTML for the web, all kinds of stuff. This is almost 2 hours long, and I cover lots and lots of information in this class. But that is going to be your Tech Help video for today. I hope you learned something, folks. Live long and prosper. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.